When you talk about sprinting royalty, which nations come to mind? I'll give you about 5 seconds to think about it. I'm assuming that Australia never come to your mind as sprinting royalty. But I've been realizing this year that Australia is on a course where they can do something special and do things that they have never done before in the sprinting world. So I want you to stay with me for the next few moments as we look at the projections for how well Australia can possibly do in the world of sprinting this year. Now, the first thing I want us to understand is that Australia recently concluded their national championship. All right, that is far earlier than most of the nations of the world in terms of when they have their championship. So the US championship comes up in June and the Jamaican championship comes up in the end of June. Other nations in and around June, right, their championships are closer to, right, the time of the World Championship. The reason for Australian Championship at this time is that they're currently experiencing their summer now. And so it makes sense for them to have their championship now, as opposed to later on down in the year. Right? So their track season as it is has come to an end. Right? And from their track season, a few names have emerged, right, with the potential of putting Australia on the map. Right? And we're going to look at them right now. The first person is Rowan Browning. Rowan Browning has been flying the flag for Australia for years. He's the senior statesman of the generation that is aiming to put Australia on the map. And this year he has equaled his personal best. In the recently concluded Australian Championship, he won it running 10.01. Right? So with more training and more preparation, I expect that probably he will be able to dip under 10 seconds this year. For the past years, he have been horribly close. The next man is the newcomer on the block, Lachlan Kennedy. Before the start of 2025, no one knew who he was. He has run a 6.43 60-meter outdoor. He has run 6.50 60-meter indoors to claim the silver medal at the recently concluded World Indoor Championship, showing that the time that he ran earlier of 6.43 outdoor was not really a fluke. At the Australian Championship, he came in second to Browning, running identical time of 10.01. But in the heats at the Australian Championship, he ran 10.00. And when he ran 10.00, he was like easy enough. So I know for a fact that he has the potential also to go under the 10-second barrier. The next one, the younger of them all, but supremely talented, Gout. Gout has run 9.99 this year on 2 occasions. First with a 3.6 win and second with a 2.6 win, both over the allowed. But I'm sure that not too far from now, he will be breaking the 10-second barrier legitimately and with legal win. And so those 3 men there, I expect them with more training, proper management, to come to the World Championship running probably 9-something. That goes well for Australia. Now the last man that is like number 4 in Australia is one called Joshua Azopardi. Joshua Azopardi has run 10.09 this year. Right, that's his personal best. He was 3rd in the recently concluded Australian Championship. Right, running 10.17. Now, people would naturally say, America, lots of athletes that run sub 10. But I want to say that Australia does not have lots of athletes with the potential to run sub 10 until now. So this is good news for Australia. And if we look at countries in time past that their athletes were under 10-second mark, or 9.99, 9.97, 9.98, these national teams went on to run times well under 38 seconds. And if you don't believe me, let's go back to Italy. You remember when Italy won the Olympic Games in 2021, right? And that team was Lorenzo Pata. His personal best, 10.13. Marcel Jacobs, the Olympic champion in that same championship, 9.80. Esusa Desulu, 10.21 is recorded personal best. Filippo Tortu, 9.99 is recorded personal best. And you know what time Italy went on to win the Olympics in? 37.50 seconds, right? And if you notice, Pata and Desolu were running in the 10s, probably in the 10-1s, right? But Italy was still able to run 37.5, having a 9.80 man and a 9.99 man. Now I'm telling you that Australia, based on these times and based on the elites here, they have the potential to run somewhere down there in the 37, probably in 37.6, probably even faster. Now let's use Japan also as an example. In the 2019 World Championship, Japan, right, a team consisting of Shuti Tada, Kirara Shirashi, Yashida Kirui, and Abdul Hakim Sani Brown, right? Tada was a 10.01 athlete. Kirara, right, I couldn't find any time for him of what time he ran in 100 meter, but I could get like a 200 meter time for him, which was like 20.6, right? Kirui, we know Kirui run 9.99 in those times, and we know Abdul Hakim Sani Brown had run 9.96 in the NCAA that same year. And Japan that year in that championship ran 37.43 seconds. And if you notice, most of the runners on the Japan team was right around 10-second barrier. Same thing like we're projecting for Australia right here. And so to say it again, Australia, the baton get around the way it should. The win okay, right? The exchange is okay, right? Then Australia this year, I'm projecting that they would run somewhere between 37.8 and 37.4. For Australia, they have never done such thing before. As a matter of fact, Australia's record for the 4x1 was outside of 38 seconds. And I say was because this year, right, the Australian national record has already been broken. Notice. On the 15th of March 2025, the Australian goal team broke the national record, running 47.87 seconds. So already Australia has gone sub 48, right? Further strengthening what I have been saying, that Australian sprinting is on a rise. Now, the persons that comprise this team are one, Lachlan Kennedy, Joshua Azopardi, Christopher Ayos, and Caleb Law. Now, Lachlan Kennedy and Joshua Azopardi, right, they are two of the big four that we were talking about not too long ago, right? So naturally, them with Goat, right, and Browning make a formidable team. But Christopher Ayos and Caleb Law personal best, as far as I can see from World Athletics, is 10.13. And Christopher Ayos personal best is 10.24. So these men are not on the pretty much the same level as a Browning, right? Or a Goat. And the team still ran 37.87. So if the team chemistry is right, and we put the top 4 out there, Kennedy, Azopardi, Goat, right, and Browning, then I expect Australia to at least going forward from here run faster than 37.87, right? It can be done. And if the kind of times that we're projecting actually comes about for Australia, then Australia will be in the mix at the World Relays, and they will be in the mix at the World Championship. Whether or not they will win gold is something that we cannot say right now, because we know Jamaica and we know the United States. And of course, the team that produce clutch performances when it matters, we know Canada and Andre DeGrasse, right? And we know Great Britain will be there, right? So I don't think they have the possibility, right, of winning the 4x1 at the World Championship. But Australia can do great things this year, at least making the final of the 4x1 at the World Championships and doing well also at the World Relays. Now, pretty much none of these guys in the 100 meter have a strong possibility of making the 100 meter final. Where they can shine is the 4x1, or where they can also shine is try to train and improve and break the 9.93 second record of Patrick Johnson. That's the Australian record, right? Goat on the other hand though, I will do a separate video about him, but I think he does have a strong possibility of making the 200 meter finals, right? Because at the way he's running, he's already running sub 20, right? And I can only see him improving, right? And with the hope and possibility that at World Championship that he will make the 200 meter finals. So I expect great things. I expect historic things from these young Australian sprinters. Whether or not they will perform, as I say, only time will tell. But the potential is there for the land down under to do great things. So from that time until another time, I'm out.